So guys, as disappointing as it was to have to turn the yacht around and then bring it back, it's, somebody explained to me that, like this, you're trying to take old boat, so old technology, and bring in modern technology. And you can tell, like, even with that rudder post there being made out of 1.5-inch plywood, there's just no way that would have been done in today's standards. And it's hard to even believe Hatteras would do something like that, to tell you the truth, because these boats were really built to go around, the world, basically. And so they're long-range cruisers. And so to see that, those two pieces of plywood, and then it was determined that the plywood is gone. Like, it can't. That plywood has to come out. It's not just old plywood. It's also shown as age of rotting, and the reason it looks so new is because somebody just put some paint over it, and they did a nice job painting it up and making it look like it wasn't. But so we're going to replace that with an aluminum bar going across there, and build it up to 1 inch in places. So it'll be twice as strong as it was when we head back out. Also, another thing, like you saw, I had a couple meetings with some power management people, and we're going to, me and Peter are going to do all the labor, and we're going to pull wires and get the yacht running 100% off of the alternators of the boat, instead of trying to rely on the generator, especially for that long of a trip. When you're out at sea, you got that nice sea breeze blowing through there. You really don't need the air conditioning or anything like that. But we need to keep the boat. We need to be able to keep the boat running, keep the Starlink on, keep the refrigerator on, keep a few of these key components on, and keep those batteries charged. And then we found out we had like a blown fuse on the starboard side, so we're going to get that fuse replaced today. And there was a wire that was hooked up incorrectly, so we get that engine back online and get that alternator back online here shortly. That'll actually happen today. But getting all the controllers mounted and stuff like that will take a few days. So anyway, I want you guys to be as jacked up and stoked up about this as I can. You also saw yesterday we got the letter. I think Lee will come back to the yacht. All right, guys, Captain Paul, day 11, the 65 Hatteras yacht. And we find ourselves back in the clutches of the pirates. That's what I'm calling this. Because it just seems like that's where we're at today, and it's just this new modern world we live in, trying to bring a modern yacht into a new world, and it feels sometimes like the pirates got us, and it's not ending. But the good news is they've a lot of progress yesterday. They got the steering system taken down. And then today, I'm in the engine room, and I'm going to strip this panel down. Let me show it to you. So the yacht has two distribution panels for 24-volt power. It has the starboard side, and that's pretty much runs this engine, and supposedly this generator. And then it has a port panel too, and that runs the port engine and the port side of the ship. So anyway, that's today. I'm going to pull these. I'm going to disconnect the batteries is where I've come up with, because I really need to see how these battery switches are wired in and which switch is doing what up there in the panel, because it matters where I connect power in for these chargers right here. I need to catch the batteries coming directly from the wires. And then I think there's two sets of batteries connected to this. I believe this battery bank right here, which I was told was the generator batteries, and that's two 12-volt batteries wired in parallel. And then this bank of batteries right here is the other two 24 volts. So I need to figure out what these batteries are doing and which one of these batteries this alternator is actually charging, because that's the battery that I need to grab the power off of for these controllers right here. On his way back from dropping Janet off in Orlando, he was supposed to stop and pick up our metal for the steering. I knew new bushings got ordered today, but the metal's not going to be ready till Monday, so he'll have to jump in the rental car and go pick that stuff up Monday, which it really doesn't matter because Monday we come out of the water, and that's when the real work starts, because they're going to have to pull these rudders and then order the parts and then get that put back together. So what I like about it is it does give me time to sit here and trace each one of these wires, start pulling wires, and then building the system the way to modernize the system the best that we can. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. Like this right here is a 12 volt, 115 to 12 volt inverter, and it runs these two wires right here, and you can see I've got all these wires cut down here, and they don't go anywhere, and it doesn't do anything. And it's in the breaker panel right here, on the same breaker that our engine room lights are on. So I've got to go through, get rid of all the wiring, and then I'm going to remove that piece and open up that wall right there, because it doesn't do anything. It's literally, it's taking up space and weight in the boat. I don't even think it works. I pulled a voltmeter on here. It's only putting out, and I've tested it at the piece, at the inverter, and I've tested it here at the end, and it's only putting out 2 volts. So what it was for and what it did in its previous life, I don't know, but it's out of here. That's what I know. You got anything clean to wear?
No.
Joe, gee, welcome back. Look at this mess I got going on here.
I like what I'm seeing.
Hey, that thing right there, you just tripped over getting in the engine room here. Any way you could get that out of here?
Yeah.
It's trash, Chief.
God damn, maybe not.
I had to struggle it out of that corner over there. So if you can get it out of here, it goes in the trash. I checked the voltage. It's no good anyway.
No bueno.
It wasn't hooked to anything. So
Let her wait. Let's get her out of here. All right, I got a question.
go ahead, Chief. End of day 11 here, and we got a lot of work done today. I'll walk you down to the engine room, kind of show you everything I got going on. But me and Pete were just talking about the Gulf Stream, and you can see how far we made it into the Gulf Stream. And we were talking about what is our plan, because I've talked to several different people, and there's a couple different routes here. I want to hear your guys' comments too, now that we have this second chance, because it's really not that much further to come this way and come this way. The waves will be rougher, but we don't have to mess with this Gulf. And when we got into that, yesterday, it was freaking. What do you think?
It's like a river on top of the ocean.
And it's bad. It's hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard on the boat. It was
hard on the boat.
It was hard on everything. So we're gonna either cut further down this way and then cut straight across this thing, or we'll even cut straight across here, head right over to like Havana, and then follow the Yukon Channel. But we were just looking at this, saying how much of this Gulf Stream do we got to fight? And it's a fight. Wouldn't you say, Chief?
Yes.
Did you learn your lesson?
You don't know it till you see it.
We've been in it now. This will be our 3rd or 4th time.
Yeah.
And we've been fortunate enough to be our fourth time through the Gulf Stream. And it's hard to explain to you guys. It's literally like a river on top of the ocean, and the conditions in there are bad. They're not good.
Extreme to the boat.
Yeah, and it's really, really hard on the boat. Especially what we had is we had weather to our to the back, and then we had the current pushing us, so it made for the waves even bigger. I would say there was a couple times there's no doubt we hit some 6 and 7s there inside there.
Oh yeah.
The boat handled it really, really well.
With
the stabilizers.
Very impressed with the stabilizer
system, but you still were in those very close chop waves in probably 15 to 20 knots of wind.
And if the boat gives, if you have any boat malfunctions, the boat
everything's
lose
extreme.
Control. You can lose control of the boat real easy.
So we'll have a little bit different game plan, and we're going to show a lot more respect for it. I can tell you that, because it deserves every ounce of respect that we have. And then we have another way that we can go. We can come this way on the west end, which is really not any more miles, and then come into it, come down to Panama this way. So we have to really, really look at that when we know what our weather window is, and we can start trying to plan again. We're going to look at that and see what we get, what option and make the best decision for the boat. It's not just us; it's the boat too.
Mostly the boat. It's more the boat than us, because we got 6,000 miles. We don't. This isn't a 1,000-mile trip.
Yeah, and so it's, you got to show some respect to Gulfstream. I'm trying to kind of show you the progress. Pete's gonna go pick up some paint today, so I can touch up paint around here. But I got my 2 breakers started. I've got my 2 bars. They are hooked into the panel now. You can see them right there. And then tomorrow, we'll get these controllers mounted right here. And then we'll actually get it hooked up into the system. I'm not so sure I'll fire it up. We've got a consultant that'll come by, and I want him here because there's parameters that he has to set in these things to actually charge these batteries right here. So I want the parameters to be set correctly before I try and fire it up. So before we fire it up, I will have him come by and just check, make sure everything is reading okay, and then we'll fire it up and see what's happening. Anyway, guys, the videos may be short these next 5 or 6 or 10 days, however 15, however long it takes us to get the yacht ready. As we're getting the work done here, I will do, get your minimum of 3 to 5 minute videos every day, showing you the progress and what's going on each day, so that we just to keep it fresh and keep you guys in the loop. And so I'll do these videos every day, and then once we get going again, we'll see what happens. Anyway, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you're sharing it with your friends. This is real life. And remember, live life with no regret. I do. And thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye.